Good evening and welcome to ELN Local News.
Our top stories tonight.
Breaking barriers. ELN lands in the top 100 overall schools in a new ranking. Tonight we hear from university leaders about what this means for the future.
Rallying Republicans. President Trump has touched down in our home state in an effort to mobilize voters. We'll take you live to the event in Fayetteville.
And Safer Solutions, a program to help you get home safe, is coming to an end. Tonight we talk to Safe Rides to see what will prevent DUIs on campus.
Those stories and more.
ELN Local News starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brian Ray.
And I'm Maeve Ashbrook. The celebration to mark ELN's new national ranking is just now wrapping up in Global Commons.
ELN University is now being considered a national university. According to U.S. News and World Report, ELN ranks 84th nationally and 51st among private institutions. ELN was previously ranked #1 in the South, but was moved onto the national stage after the board that makes the rankings changed the requirements. For President Emeritus Leo Lambert, the move from #1 to 84 is positive.
We're among the top 100 universities in the nation, and we are shedding our regional label. That's big. So I don't worry at all about going from #1 to #84. It's like two different universes.
ELN is ranked best school for study abroad as well as #2 in the country for undergraduate teaching, behind Princeton University. Executive Vice President Stephen House says this move will help ELN, but that students should also be excited by the news.
It is because it's about creating the best teaching and learning environment possible. We're different than other places, and we are being recognized for being distinctive, for really focusing on engaged and experiential learning. There's a lot of data that says that's the best way for students to learn, and we do it well.
With this new ranking, ELN is now the 4th highest ranked school of the 7 in North Carolina. For more on this story, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And our Quinn Corrigan looked into the Safe Rides program, which was discontinued this week. Take a look.
For Safe Rides.
It was actually at a point that we had so many captains that we had to limit the days that people could volunteer.
That's not the case anymore. John Dooley announced in an email to all students the Safe Ride program will be ending. With just 5 captains left means no more bringing students late night rides around town for free. Some students say the end to this program comes at a cost.
It prevents a lot of potential DUIs here on campus. But with that, I understand they do need more volunteers. But I don't think there was a lot of advertising for volunteers either.
Some say it should still be around. It's just got to get to students quicker.
I think it should be still in effect, but it should be more accessible.
The ride program was started 26 years ago after an ELN student was killed in an accident while driving under the influence. Even though Uber and Lyft are quicker, another leader of Safe Rides, Jason Kurtzman, still says they are more trusted.
There is a certain safety in knowing our vans, our cars are all plastered with these Safe Rides decals, Safe Ride signs, and whatnot.
For the future, Jason and Jonathan just hope students will continue to get home safe. Quinn Corrigan, ELN Local News.
Vice President for Student Life John Dooley said in an email to students, SGA and Safe Rides are working on alternative solutions.
Still to come, the CDC is crediting 5 deaths to vaping across the nation. You'll hear what ELN students have to say about e-cigarettes coming up. Well, Maeve, I know this hot and humid weather can be a bit of a touchy subject, but I love it. I got to go to the pool this weekend. It was great, totally relaxed.
I'm just not sure. Honestly, I was sick this weekend, so I didn't really get outside much. I was in the comfort of my own bed, but this morning was a rude awakening.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this heat maybe will make you feel better, but our Baylor Rodman is live outside for us with the latest on our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Baylor, what can we expect?
Where Thank you, Maver Bryan. It's great to be out here on Citron Plaza, where I am happy to report that there are no hurricane or tropical storm activities moving in or around the area, giving a huge sign of relief to all those hit hard by Hurricane Dorian last week as they now take the emotional step in cleaning up. But today here at Elon, it's hot. It's still 83 degrees at this hour. And tonight we are experiencing some rather cloudy and humid weather to come with a low of just 70 degrees. Let's move now into your Phoenix 5-day forecast, where you can see the highs for this coming week are in the high 80s and low to mid 90s, with Thursday with our big high of 95 degrees. Tomorrow is going to be mostly cloudy with very humid weather. Wednesday, your high there of 92, low of 69, mostly sunny, warm, and humid. Thursday, our hot day, 95, mostly sunny, hot, and humid. You're starting to catch a trend here. Friday, our high is 88. We're going to have some sunny, partly cloudy skies in the early hours of the morning, but we are expecting a thunderstorm to move in throughout the later afternoon, hopefully cooling us down from all the humid weather from a few days prior. But don't expect that cool down to last forever. Saturday is going to be a high of 88 and a low of just 68. Partly sunny, warm, and humid. I know I sound repetitive, but humid, humid, humid. That's what you can expect in the next 5 days. That's your Phoenix 5-day. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Baylor. On the coast of North Carolina today, residents are still recovering from Hurricane Dorian. CNN footage shows much of the floodwaters have receded, leaving behind a muddy trail of damage. Dorian swept up the East Coast late last week and made landfall in the Outer Banks. High winds and floodwaters devastated many homes on Ocracoke Island, causing many to toss out their belongings.
Happening right now in Turner Theatre, Estonia's ambassador to the United States, Jonathan Servioff, is speaking to students. Servioff plans on talking about defense policy and cybersecurity with Elon students. Estonian-born Anita Harkov, an international student here at Elon, says today's event is important to her because she feels like she represents her country. We apologize for that technical difficulty, but before his current role, Servioff served as a defense secretary for a decade. Follow our social media at Elon News Network for more live updates from the event.
The dreadful question, will I graduate on time, is answered by a four-year plan. For the first time ever, students will be able to see their plans on OnTrack. Our Hannah Masson is live in the newsroom with more on that. Hannah?
For the first time, Elon students will be able to see their four-year graduation plans on OnTrack, and this could make registering for classes a little bit easier. Professors will actually have accurate data on how many sections of a course they need to offer based on the number of students that want to take it. Other cool features of this new degree audit system will include a 4-digit course catalog, and then also the senior comprehensive requirement, which is determined by department, will be on OnTrack with the degree audits as well.
For more information on the new degree audit, pick up a copy of The Pendulum this Wednesday or visit our website at elonnewsnetwork.com.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is urging people to stop vaping while they investigate an outbreak of disease associated with e-cigarette products. A Gallup poll shows that nearly 20% of college-aged people in the U.S. use e-cigarettes. According to the CDC, 5 people have died from lung illness tied to vaping, and more than 450 cases of the illness have been reported in recent months. Newly released photos from the New England Journal of Medicine also show a sample of patients with the illness, their lungs suffering damage. Experts at the CDC say symptoms of the illness include cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, and even nausea and vomiting. Here at Elon, students around campus say they aren't surprised by these developments.
I feel like this generation is the Juul generation.
I think that it was only a matter of time until something like this happened because no one did any extensive testing on it.
Kind of silly to me that it became like a social norm and like a popular thing to do.
I think it's sad and angry because we know what it does to us, yet a lot of us choose to do it.
I know a ton of kids who are addicted, right? And they want to get off of it, but they really can't.
Don't do it. That's all I really have to say.
I'm going to yell at everyone who vapes in my house from now on.
North Carolina is one of 33 states affected by the illness outbreak. Here at Elon, vaping and smoking is banned in downtown Elon, and university policy does not allow students to smoke in any indoor facilities or within 30 feet of a university building.
And stay with us. We have your Phoenix football updates, and we're going to hear from ELN's first head coach, Tony Triciani, coming up.
Now, which one of these apps will help save you money? Stay with us.
So Brian, like I said, was sick this weekend, so I didn't make it out to the football game. I could hear it from my apartment, though.
Oh, really?
Did you make it?
I didn't make it either. Not a loyal Phoenix fan this weekend, but luckily John Sarver is here with lots of Phoenix sports updates for us. So John, what can you tell us?
Advantage coming off a loss and seeking his first win as a head coach, and that's what Tony Triciani did this weekend. Rhodes Stadium bleachers were packed. All eyes were on Davis Cheek, who outperformed the defense and has thrown over 160 consecutive passes without an interception. Thanks to the red-hot ELN offense, a few miscues on special teams ended up not costing them. The team put up 5 touchdowns, with running back Jalen Thomas scoring 2 of them en route to a 35-28 victory. Triciani said after the game, a sloppy win is still a win.
We're not going to apologize for the winning ugly. We're going to enjoy the win. We're going to watch the film. We're going to coach off the film.
The Phoenix will head to Virginia this weekend to take on the University of Richmond. New today, the CAA announced that ELN defensive end Marcus Willoughby is the Stats FCS National Defensive Player of the Week. The Durham native racked up a career-high 14 tackles in the victory against the Citadel. Now over to men's soccer, falling flat in their home opener to Rutgers this weekend. A drastic difference from last year when ELN pummeled the Scarlet Knights 8-1. This year, the game was a defensive battle. Rutgers put only 1 in the net, and that ended up being the only goal of the night on both sides. Goalkeeper Peter Wenzel is taking in all that negativity with his chin still high.
Right now, just take away the positive mindset, much of love from the teammates, and just stick together. Have to take the bad days to appreciate the good days, I guess.
We'll look to bounce back against High Point this Thursday. As they celebrate their 4 years as a Phoenix, the women's soccer team shut out UNC Asheville on the best night to do it, senior night. The Asheville offense was ice cold Sunday, shooting the ball 4 times the entire game. It was a night of celebration for the seniors, but it was the underclassmen that stepped up on offense. Head coach Neil Payne says the seniors set an example for the team.
I'm proud of the seniors. It's a great group of players, and not just on the field, but just improving the entire standard.
The Phoenix ended up winning 5-0 and will turn their attention to playing Liberty University this Thursday. And that's all for sports. Brian and Maeve, back to you.
Well, Brian, it seems like it was a good weekend for Phoenix sports for everyone except the men's soccer team.
Except for them. Maybe they'll rebound next weekend.
Well, that's all right. As we get back into the 3rd week of school, some students might be realizing their money is a little tight when living on a college student budget.
Well, we have our Amanda Gibson live in the studio with the app of the week to help us control our spending. Amanda?
That's right, guys. As a college student, I definitely feel low on cash, and so this app, Ibotta, I-B-O-T-T-A, is the best way to get money back on things you are already buying. So you can scroll through and look at deals just by going to the Find Offers tab, and you can go to I shop at Target a lot, so we can click on the Target app, and it shows you all the different things that you typically buy. So these are things that are recommended for me. I'm always buying these sleeping gummies and other things. Ice cream is a must. And so to do this, you just press the little plus button and it automatically adds. And so when you want to get that money back, you just go to the bottom and click redeem. Take a picture of the receipt you have. And if you're going to CVS and the receipt is 5 feet long, you can take multiple pictures, and you click finish. And then that money will go straight to your account, and once you reach $20, you can Venmo the money to yourself. So this app helps you get money back on things you are already buying and help spread the money a little bit further throughout the month. And so you can go ahead and download that app in the App Store. Now back to you guys.
Thank you, Amanda. After the break, footage of some of Elon's cutest pups. We'll show you all the dogs after the break.
You're watching Elon Local News.
President Donald Trump is here in North Carolina today. He is in a district that is holding a special election after voter fraud in NC9 last fall.
Yes, we tried to connect with our Maggie Brown, who's there live with us, and we're going to try to connect with her again one more time. So, Maggie, what's it like over there in Fayetteville right now?
Hi, yes, I'm here at the Trump rally in Fayetteville. Donald Trump Jr. just spoke, and U.S. Senator Tom Tillis also just left the stage. Trump is here to endorse Dan Bishop, and he's formally endorsed him on Twitter already, but he is here and because of the special election that is happening for North Carolina District 9 that takes place. Previously, Trump won this district by 11 points. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what happens today. The campaign says that he'll take the stage at 7 p.m. The campaign also told us something interesting today. They told us that he creates his own playlist all the time. He created all the songs that you're hearing behind me. So we'll hear what's going to happen next, and he's supposed to take the stage around 7 p.m.
Great, Maggie. Now, what are some of the big topics he's supposed to talk about tonight? Do you know?
I'm not quite able to hear you, Brian, but
what are the big topics for tonight, Maggie?
On immigration and gun reform, because that was listed in a tweet that he sent out today.
Great, thanks for that update, Maggie. Be sure to follow us on Elon News Network on our Twitter for live updates from that event.
We will also have more on the event on our website, elonnewsnetwork.com. Also, Maggie, we want to wish you a happy birthday.
Yes.
We hope you're enjoying your day in Fayetteville.
Yes, thanks, Maggie.
And thank you for sticking with us tonight. Right now, we bring you a heartwarming story from a neighboring state.
Yes, in Allendale, South Carolina, a boy donated his Disney vacation savings to Dorian evacuees. He used money he saved up to buy food and water, but his selfless act didn't go unnoticed. Today, 6-year-old Jermaine Bell turned the corner to find Mickey Mouse and friends giving him that Disney trip anyway. Bell and his family are happy to report they'll be packing their bags and heading to Florida sometime later this month.
That's awesome.
Great story.
What a heartwarming story. I love it. All right, so yesterday the Elon Community Church hosted a social with dogs and their owners. Our Grace Morris talked to the furry friends of Elon at the event.
We're bringing our dog Jefferson here.
You want to say hi?
It was a fur-filled way to spend an afternoon.
Dogs are life.
The Elon Community Church filled with dogs, young and old Sunday, and owners couldn't stop barking with pride.
I asked him to roll over, foot stay down, and then roll over, and I give him the treats.
Some dogs even teaching their owners their tricks.
I can see him roll over.
Other dogs stuck in a soap opera of doggy romance.
Athena is a full-blooded pit. She's about 3 years of age. Her ex, Ronan, is a pit mix, and he's about 4. And they have one puppy together, then Chloe.
Neither dog had much to say on the matter.
He's like, can I go home?
One dog actually used the event to boost its brand.
I bring her on campus all the time. She has an Instagram. I'll walk her on campus, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's Bailey. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are. How do you know my dog?
Even getting some new followers to boot.
Stop, you make my world. That's beautiful. We have following you right now.
But for their owners, it was just a positively good study break.
It's a great stress relief. I love having her.
And the dogs were just happy to be there for their owners. Grace Morris, Elon Local News.
For more events at the Elon Community Church, you can go to eloncommunitychurch.org and click on church calendar. And Brian, I actually interviewed the senior pastor at Elon Community Church,
Yes,
Randy
you did.
Orwig, last week, and he said he was so excited for the dog mixer.
Yes,
So
I always love when they put on that event. You know, I just love dogs, love going over. Nice stress reliever to pet all the furry friends.
And also just there's nothing more, like you said, more calming about seeing just a mass of puppies.
Exactly. nothing
so
nothing
fun.
better. Great when you're a little homesick too. If you have a dog like me, a little homesick, get to see all the dogs, a little taste of home.
Yes, well, we are joined here again with Amanda Gibson and Baylor Rodman. They are back on the desk tonight.
Yes.
So, I mean, how hot was it at the dog event this weekend? Will we continue to see that weather into the week, or what are we really expecting, Baylor?
Yeah, it's going to be humid. I was out there just for about an hour and prep for the show, and I am drenched in sweat. So it is hot out there. But, you know, I know I said it so many times, but I really can't stress how humid it's going to be. You know, you really need to take precautions, things like that, you know, because if you're outside for a long time going from class to class, you know, you have to make sure you're being hydrated and all those types of things.
Yes.
It is going to rain Thursday. We are expecting those thunderstorms, so I think that's going to be good, kind of cool down the area from the humid days prior, but then we're going to get right back into it over the weekend. So good news is not a lot of rain. Bad news is you're going to be pretty hot outside.
And so, Baylor, you did me a huge favor today, and so I was actually using your Target receipts today.
Yeah.
But so I got your benefit. So I got I saved my money from you, so I really appreciate it. Friends helping friends. But yeah, you really do have to download this app, Ibotta. My friends use it all the time, and the amount of money they've been saving. My friend makes $20 a week doing it just by going to the grocery store, going to Target, and you really are just taking pictures of your receipt and making sure that you are conscious of the brands you're buying, because certain brands have better deals, and honestly, it's amazing. So everyone needs to go get it. It's the best. Saving money, especially on that college budget. We all know it's tough. I know it all too well,
We all got to save.
Yeah.
You texted Brian and I that promo code
I
right
know.
before the show.
Yeah, so if you can convince all your friends to get it, you get a little bit of extra money for referring your friends. So I'm looking for your help here, guys, and hopefully you can pass it along.
We'll help you after the show. We will make sure.
We can help each other out. We can get all the rewards together.
Let's hope so. I'm really hoping for it because I need to get through this month.
Oh, yes, yes. Now, Amanda, I understand you've been spending some time in the community with some local Syrian refugees. What can we expect from ELN Morning this Thursday?
Yes, so there are 2 Syrian refugees that own a restaurant right across the street from Taza in that area, and you can see more on that story on Thursday.
Great, thank you, Amanda. Thank you both for joining us again.
Of course.
That's all the news.
For you tonight. Thank you for joining us.
For all the news you need to know when we're not on the air, check out our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media at ELN News Network.
Have a great week, Elon.